Good hello, magic players and card collectors of all kinds. I'm not really sure if I'm going to post this in the morning or in the afternoon because I do have an episode of Jumpstart Your Day to get on the record first. And I put out a short earlier this morning with Kaiba in it, so I just don't want to overload too much the algorithm per se with my channel stuff, especially when we got a whole bunch of goodies stuff coming tomorrow. But I am here, of course, because it is Tuesday, and we're going to do our usual thing on Tuesdays in a bit. But I do want to do a couple quick shop talk things first. First off, I mentioned it maybe in a short or something the other day, but I want to repeat that while I have an upbeat attitude for once in a change right now, that I am super stoked and grateful to all the people who have recently joined. Our subscriber count is now over 304, is up to 314 people as last I checked. I didn't check when I left work this morning, so I don't know if we've gotten anybody new since then, but I really appreciate, Kaiba and I both really appreciate all the love and support that we've been getting recently on the channel, and the growth is pretty steady, which is awesome. I hope that will continue, and I hope that everybody who finds our channel loves either the card content or the Puggy content or the other content that I'm going to be putting out in the near future. Speaking of which, I really want to, tomorrow, if I get to do the live stream that I'm hoping to do, which tomorrow being my birthday, I'm not like super eager for my birthday. I've been pretty depressed about it actually, as I've mentioned a couple times. But I'm feeling somewhat upbeat today, more than anything else, I think, just because it's been a weird day in terms of work. It was a challenge to get in, and then shortly before I got to the turnoff for work, there's an Amazon facility, and I guess one of the truckers lost control on their way out of the facility this morning and tipped their load. So I had to navigate around that, which was a challenge. And then when I was leaving work, they still hadn't cleaned it up, my boss said, so I had to take the back roads to get to here. I'm sitting outside of Shoppers right now waiting for it to open so I can go get my Cokes for the week. My cans of Coke for the week. I should specify that. And then I just noticed there's paw marks all over my door over here. So anyways, I had to do the back roads to get over here, and it was like white knuckling doing 30 kilometers an hour through the drifted snow, which was fun. But I made it safe and sound. And anyways, so yeah, stream tomorrow. If my dad is out, which I'm really hoping he will be out tomorrow, I'm planning to stream for like 2 hours-ish. I would like to do the pack battle that I mentioned before, which I'm still going to make a video for regardless. If I can tomorrow at some point. To put that out there, which is going to be between Core 2021 and 3 packs of Avatar. It's a 3-on-3 battle. So I'm pretty stoked for that. I'm also going to, if I get to do a live stream tomorrow, I also would like to start the first leg of the Pokemon Crystal run. There is going to be 3 legs of that. I'm going to play the game through 3 different times with a different starter each time. And the rules for my go, I'm not going to do the whole Nuzlocke thing. I don't know how that really works, even though some people have explained it to me before, and I don't really care for that, to be honest. But what I am going to do is I'm going to make a rule that I cannot catch the same Pokemon twice. So if I catch something in one run, I can't catch it in either of the other 2 runs unless it's like part of the storyline or something. Like I can catch the Ho-Oh in all 3 runs, for example. Or because it's a legendary that's part of the storyline to a certain extent. Same with any of the mythical beasts or whatever. Like those are okay, but like if I catch an Oddish in the first run and it's not for a trade, I can't use an Oddish in the next run. That's the rule. So yeah, I think it'll make for an really interesting series of Pokemon journeys, and I hope that you guys will join me for that. And so I would like to kick that off, but my concern is my poll that I put out a while back had only 3 votes, and each one of the starters got 1 vote. So I'm going to either have to pick by random, or it's going to be a choice that's made during the stream. Maybe I'll put out a poll for you guys during the stream, and we'll go with the choice that's made during the stream. But otherwise, I'm thinking I'm just going to roll a die, and I want to start some of those videos too for you guys. If I can't stream them, I want to at least make videos. But my hope is to stream a lot of those episodes rather than just film them, so that I just have a crack in my skin that's annoying me. I just noticed it. Anyways, so that is the goal for tomorrow. Like I say, I'm not super eager to celebrate my birthday, but I am super eager to celebrate the milestone with the subs. So I would like to include Kaiba, of course, in the stream as well, as much as I possibly can. We'll probably maybe do some outside stuff even with him, playing in the snow and whatever, if I can find like a camera stick or something to set it up properly. I used to have a really nice one, but I can't find it for the life of me, and I don't know what happened to it. Anywho, yeah, so there's that. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about really quick, Commander Core Creator Challenge. In theory, we're supposed to have our decks in by noon on Thursday. And because of how my emotions have been the last like week and a half, I haven't even really taken a look at Shelob at all, unfortunately. I was putting it off because I wanted to finish touching up my zombie deck and my rogue deck first before I went into that. And I didn't even finish touching up my rogue deck yet. So my thought is I'm going to make it due by Saturday at, let's say, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're not done by Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unfortunately you'll miss this one. But if you are, please make sure that you get into the Discord, which the server is, it's in the channel description, but I'll also put a link to it probably in the video if I can remember to do so when I get home. So there's that. Oh no, I can't do it with my phone. I just remembered. Never mind. So go to the channel description, click into the Discord, join us, and then post your deck list in any form that you like in the Commander Core Creator Challenge section. We are building Shelob, Child of Ungolith, I believe it's called. I might be pronouncing that horribly wrong, and if I am, I apologize. But Ungoliath? Something like that. Anyways, I don't have the card in front of me, but I love the idea of building a spider deck, and I am really eager to do that. I'm going to actually try and take a crack at starting it today. I'm going to put aside the rogues and start working on it. But yeah, so if we all have them in by Saturday, I can probably make the video Saturday night while my dad is sleeping. And then that way I can still do Super Deck Sunday, hopefully on Sunday, if the weather cooperates enough that we can go out of the house. Right now it's looking like it's still going to be another chilly weekend, so I'm not 100% sure if I will be doing it or not, but we'll see. In the meantime, in between time though, that's all I have for you with regards to announcements. So it's now time for Dollarama Draws of Destiny! I am not going to crack all 5 of these right now, but what my hope is that if my dad decides to step out at all today, I'm going to crack the last 2 packs at home with Kaiba, and I'm going to add that into the video later on, if possible. If worse comes to worse and that is not possible, I will get this video out sometime in the afternoon probably, and then you'll just have the 3 packs. So we're going to start with these 3, and I'm hoping that we pull some cool stuff, but Kaiba definitely does seem to have the better luck. I might even throw in an extra pack with Kaiba, because he does seem to have the extra luck for the pulls. I don't know why. He's just special. Special little puggy. Spoiler on that first card. I think I know what it is, because I think I've seen that before. And I think I only had one before, and so I'm happy to have a second one, because it's kind of a cool card. And it is, indeed, what I thought it was. A Desecrator Hag. I only have 1 copy of this, so it's an extra one that I have now. 2 in a combination of 2 black or green for 2/2. When she comes into play, return to your hand the creature card in your graveyard with the highest power. If 2 or more are tied for the highest power, you get to choose. I think that's pretty solid. Horror of the Dim. 4 and a black for a 3/4. Pay blue and this thing gets hexproof until end of turn. That's kind of cool. I wish it was a horror demon, because I want to build a demon deck, but I still think that's kind of neat. Is it old school? 2013, so no. And the Hag's 2008. I knew that the Hag was around then, because this is one of the ones that I actually have from back when I used to play Modern. Scourge Mark. 1 and a black enchant creature. When this thing enters the battlefield, you get to draw a card, and the enchanted creature gets +1/+0. I mean, that's decent enough value. Resounding Roar. 1 and a green. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. You can cycle it for 5, a red, a green, and a white. That is horrible. But if you do cycle it, Target creature gets +6/+6 until end of turn. So, I mean, I'm still not going to play that. That feels really bad. Andy Trail Hawk. 1 and a white for 1/2 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. Whenever it attacks, you can pay an energy. If you do, another target attacking creature gets flying until end of turn. Deece for an energy deck, at least. Fugitive of Judun. Judun? I'm going to go with Judun. 4 and a green for an enchantment saga. Create a 1/1 human creature token with Ward 2 and a 4/4 white alien rhino creature token. Then investigate. Then you can exile a human you control and an artifact you control. If you do, search your library for a doctor card and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. If I had doctor cards, that would be kind of cool, but I actually only own like 1, maybe 2 doctors. I have a whole bunch of the like companions, but I've rarely ever pulled an actual doctor. And the only ones that I've pulled, I think, are like the there's like a rebel doctor or something. That's not quite the right name for it, but it's a green and red doctor. And it doesn't seem like it's one of the 13. I think it's like a different doctor that just is in there for some random reason. But I think that's the only one I've ever pulled. I have like 2 or 3 copies of it, but anyways. Frilled Oculus. 1 in a blue for 1/3, and you can pay 1 in a green to give it +2/+2 until end of turn. You can only do that once each turn, but I mean, still, that makes it a 3/5. That's kind of pretty decent. I like that. Hydroform. Green and blue. Target land becomes a 3/3 elemental creature token with flying, or not token. Elemental creature with flying until end of turn. It's still land. Nice. It's going to be good for when I eventually build a Earthbending deck. Abzan Falconer. 2 and a white for 2/3. Outlast. Pay white. Tap this. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has flying. Neat. I wish that you could do the Outlast thing as a target creature, but I still like this. That's definitely a good pull. That might be even better than, I think that might be better than a Hag. Famished Paladin. 1 and a white for a 3/3. Doesn't untap during your untap step. Whenever you gain life, you get to untap it though. Curious. I don't know if that'll make it into my vampire deck or not, but. Recumbent Bliss. 2 and a white. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may gain 1 life. If you forget that, really sucks. That's the only downside. I hate things that say you may gain life, because if you don't remember to gain the life you're on your own, you're not going to get that life, which is annoying. Demonic Gifts. 1 and a black. Until end of turn, target creature gets +2/+0 and gains. When this creature dies, returns to the battlefield under its owner's control. Deece. Blood Toll Harpy. 2 and a black for 2/1 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, each player loses a life, including me. That kind of sucks. March of the Drowned. 1 black. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Return 2 target pirate cards from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty decent. Lull. 1 and a green. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn. Nice. Always good to get an extra combat damage prevention spell. I love these. They're fun to have for people who think that they've won the game. This I actually like a lot, except for the fact that the pirate deck I want to build does not include black. The pirate deck I want to build is going to be blue-red, because of the commander that I've already made in my mind. Which, I've talked about that commander on this channel a few times, but I haven't actually explained why he's the commander of a pirate deck. But I'm not going to get into it, because I want that to be a surprise someday. For now, pack number 2 coming at you. I've got about 8 minutes until the store opens, and I gotta get back to Tibbs' stream as well, because Tibbs is streaming all day today. Hopefully this video actually comes out in the morning, so maybe you guys can catch the last hour of his stream if you see this. Although, if not, go over to his channel anyways and check out his stream, because he's doing no save, no damage runs of RE2, which is pretty kick-ass. Disruption Aura. 2 and a blue. Enchant artifact. Has, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifices artifact unless you pay its mana cost. Ooh, that's mean. I like that. Tragic Lesson. 2 and a blue. Draw 2 cards and discard a card unless you return a land you control to its owner's hand. Okay. Ordinary Pony. It is an unset card that merges with one of the other host cards. When this creature enters the battlefield, you would get whatever the second half is if you choose to put it that way, or the first half will happen, and then you may exile target non-horse creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Interesting. Thinking Disruption Aura is my favorite pull so far of the day, though. Voice of Many, 2 and 2 green. When this thing enters the battlefield, draw a card for each opponent who controls fewer creatures than you. That's pretty solid. Old school, old school, old school! 99! Yay! Phyrexian Monitor, 3 and a black for a 2/2. Pay a black to regenerate it. It's a skeleton. I mean, that's a little expensive, but I do kind of like it, and the flavor text sells me on it. Being 1 would be an honor if the word honor had any meaning in Phyrexia. I like that a lot, actually. A Braid. For 1 and a red, you deal 3 damage to target creature or you destroy an artifact. Yeah. Glimmer Seeker, 2 and a white, 3/3. Survival at the beginning of your second main phase. If this thing is tapped, draw a card. If you control a Glimmer creature. If you don't control a Glimmer creature, create a 1/1 white enchantment Glimmer creature token. That might make it into my rooms deck eventually. Swamp, first land of the day. Ooh, we got ourselves a legendary, and it is a spider! 2 and 2 green, 3/5, reach. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery spell... Oh my god, my spider deck just got a huge upgrade for when I build it tonight. Okay, I'm excited to build Shelob now. I am super excited. That is my hit of the day for sure. Look at that, it's so pretty. I love spiders. Can you tell that I love spiders? Ooh, this rabbit response has some weird coloring to the foil. I'm wondering if that is meant to be like that or not. It's a decent card. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn, and if you control a rabbit, you get to scry 2. Skyline Cascade. So excited it hopped off the pile. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Okay. Taps add blue. Nice. Boros Garrison. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, you return a land to your hand, and you put tap for 1 red and 1 white, which is solid. I didn't have very many copies of that, so it's nice to have an extra one. Scout the Wilderness. 2 and a green, kicker 1 and a white. Search your library for basic land, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. If it was kicked, create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Cult Conscript, black for a skeleton warrior, 2/1. Enters battlefield tapped. That's annoying. Pay 1 and a black. Return it from your graveyard to the battlefield, but only if a non-skeleton creature died under your control this turn. And Floriferous Vinewall. 0/2 defender for 1 and a green. When it enters battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can reveal a land, put it into your hand. Rest go on your bottom of your library in a random order. Decent, decent. Spider is definitely queen of the day so far. Or king. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a boy or a girl, to be honest. Oh, it says in the flavor text. Her web spun from her own hair, reach from Nyx to the mortal world, even into the underworld. Nice. Alright, one last pack, and then I'm going inside to get my Coke and go over to the Walmart super quick for a couple things. And then I am going home to my baby for the day. We'll see if you guys get some extra Dollarama draws of Destiny later or not. I hope you guys enjoyed that Kaiba video I made recently. I really enjoyed making that one about the snowstorm. I thought that was a lot of fun. So if you haven't seen that one, please go check that out, because we put a decent amount of effort into it. And this morning I put out a short about it too. I repeated a song I've used recently, but I felt it fit really well with the video, so... Lay down arms. 1 white, exile target creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of planes you control. Its controller gains 3 life. Okay. Phantom Tiger, 2 and a green for 1/0. What the hell? Cat Spirit. Enters the battlefield with 2/1/1 counters. Okay. If damage would be dealt to this thing, prevent that damage and remove a +1/+1 counter from it. Ew. But okay. Lava Step Raider, 1 red for a 1/2 Goblin Warrior. Pay 2 and a red. This thing gets +2/+0. Okay. You can do it more than once. Arrester's Admonition. 2 and a blue. Return target creature to its owner's hand. If you cast the spell during your main phase, you get to also draw a card. Nice. Squirrel Dealer! I pulled this the other day, but I think it's really cute. A raccoon lizard bird. Green for a 1/1. When this thing enters the battlefield, ask a person outside the game, do you like squirrels? If he or she says yes, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. Well, if they do. They don't have to specifically say yes, but you get the idea. Cracked Skull, 2 and a black. Enchant creature, and look at the... When this thing enters, look at target player's hand. You can choose a non-land card from it, and they have to discard that. And when the enchanted creature is dealt damage, they have to destroy it. Dragon Shift. Old school? Nope, 2013. 1 a blue and a red. Until end of turn, target creature you control becomes a 4/4 blue and red dragon, loses all abilities, and gains flying. And if you pay 3, 2 blue, and 2 red, you can overload the shite out of this and make all creatures become dragons. All creatures you control, specifically. That is a pretty cool instant, though. Damage Crew, I've pulled that enough times that I no longer care about it at all. Wild Guess, 2 red. As it costs to cast this, you have to discard a card to draw 2 cards. Okay. Old school? Nope, 2012. Obelisk of Grixis, a nice pull. I only had like 1 or 2 copies of this, so it's always good to have an extra one. Pay 3 to get an artifact that taps for blue, black, or red. So, I mean, it's decent for sure. Skirk Marauder, 2003. Nope. 1 and a red for Goblin 2/1. Pay 2 and a red to morph this thing, so you could put it face down for 3 and then flip it up for 2 and a red. If it's turned face up, it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Yeah. It's cute, so it gets pluses for that. Swarmborn Giant, 2 and 2 green for a 6/6. When you're dealt combat damage, sacrifice this thing. That sucks. Pay 4 and 2 green, it gets Monstrosity 2. So you get to put 2+1/+1 counters on it, it becomes monstrous. And as long as it's monstrous, it has reach. Well, the likelihood you're pulling that all off is pretty slim, especially if combat damage automatically makes you lose it. That sucks. Not old school either, right? 2014. This is old school, 97. And it's signed at the bottom of the art. Cool. Target player gains 8 life for 3 and 2 green? Yeah, why not? Electrify, deals 4 damage to target creature. Yeah. Junkwinder. That's what we finished with the other week too, I think. That's funny. 5 and 2 blue. Affinity for tokens though, so you can make it a lot cheaper if you have a whole bunch of stuff on the field. And whenever a token enters the battlefield under your control, you get to tap a non-land permanent an opponent controls, and it doesn't untap during their next untap step. So, sucks to be them. And that is what we have for you today for Dollarama Draws of Destiny. This is the episode right before my birthday, so I hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I am definitely so stoked about this card. This is probably my favorite pull in a little bit, and I think this is actually a really huge hit for that spider deck. Like, that's insane. Whenever an opponent casts an instant or sorcery, I get a spider. That's insane. So I wish I could make this the commander of that deck, but I've already decided it was going to be Shelob, and Shelob actually gives me black, which lets me access a whole bunch of other spiders too. So I'm happy with Shelob being the commander, but this is definitely like the secret commander of the deck. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you guys, like I say, enjoyed this. I'm rambling now, so I'm going to say much love to you all from Kaiba home, myself in the car. To you, take care. And just in case this is the last episode, last poll of the day, thanks for watching. Love you all. Bye. Wide angle bogey. Surprise! There must be more in store today on Dollarama Draws of Destiny. It's like in here for you guys. And I'm peeing in the snow because I love it. And I made Daddy make a compromise. Daddy's gonna make the snowballs. That's what his gloves are for. And he's gonna open the cards when he's not making the snowballs. So when he's making the snowballs, you guys are gonna see this. whatever this lets you see. And hopefully the video doesn't stop. Snowball! Snowball! And when he's not throwing the snowball, you're going to see him over here with the cards. Ooh, the cards. So, let's go open the first pack. And don't worry, Dice sees that it's snowing, so he's going to make sure they piece the cards in his pocket. So they don't get wet while he's making snowballs for me. Because whenever you hear the bark, it's time for more snowballs. Now that he sorts the cards, does the pack twig thing with the other Whammer cards. Okay, here we go. First card. Swift Spinner. He is fresh, and he is weak, and he's a 2-3, and he's a spider for 3 and a green. Good start. We need more spiders. Nurturing Presence. 1 and a white. Whenever an enchanted creature... enchanted creature. And when the enchanted creature has, whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it gets a +1/+1 until the end of the turn. And when this thing enters the battlefield, you get a spirit token. Yay! Vampire's Bite. One black, with kicker 2 in the back. Creature gets +3/+0 until the end of the turn. And if its Vampire Bite was kicked, it also gets life ink. It's not bad. It's expensive on the kicker, but not bad. Drill 2 deep, 1 in a red. Put 5 charge counters on spacecraft or planet. Or destroy an artifact. Kindled Fury, 1 red. Target creature gets +1/+0 and full strike until end of turn. Uh-oh. Dave's got to do the puppy thing. It's my turn. It's my turn. Focus on me now. Daddy, make a snowball. Yes, baby. I make a snowball. Good, Daddy. Tell you, the one-handed snowballs don't work as well, but I'll try. Ready? See, they're just not as satisfying, are they? I'll make you a good one. Give me a second. Yes, baby. Almost there. Almost there. Daddy? Daddy? Go get it. Okay, back to the cards. So we saw the Kindled Fury. It was okay. I didn't make the first strike. Daddy says it's a good thing. Kite Sail Skirmisher, 3 and a blue for a pirate. It's a 3/1. Daddy doesn't like that. Flying, when it attacks, another creature attacking the same player or a planeswalker gains flying until end of turn 2. And it also has Encore, which isn't bad. Gin of Wishes, 3 and 2 blue. Flying 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, you get 3 wish counters. You pay 2 and 2 blue, or more of a wish counter, and you reveal the top card of your library. And you can pay that card without paying the mana cost. Or you have to exile it. Interesting. Dwindle 2 and a blue. Enchanted creature is -6 -0. And if enchanted creature blocks, destroy it. Rigid Crusite. 1 black for Horse Spell Shaper. It's a 1/1, and you pay 1 in your back, and you tap it, and you discard a card. And the creature gets +1/+0 and first strike until end of turn. More snowballs. I demand more snowballs! Yes, baby. More snowballs. I love that puck. Okay, so we had that one, and next is Gisig Dire Swain. 4 and 2 green, sorry. He has Delirium, so he gets Trample if there's 4 more card types in your graveyard, and he has a 6/6, which is okay. Virus Beetle, 1 in a black. When he enters, each opponent has to discard a card. He's a 1/1. So that's difficult. If you can figure that, that's not good for the peoples. 1 for a 1/1 with 1 in a black, and it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Watcher in the Web, 4 and a green for a 2/5 with reach, and it can block 7 extra creatures each combat. So 8 in total with all of its 8 legs. Blazing Hellhound, 2 and a black and a red for a 4/3, and you can pay 1 to sacrifice another creature, and this thing deals 1 damage to target creature up there. And Sabo Tender, 1 and a red for 2/1 with reach, and whenever the end enters, this thing deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's pretty cool. Daddy hasn't put one of those before. Okay, first pack is done. Now focus on me. Focus on me! Oh my goodness. Yes, baby. I'll make a snowball proper. I'll make a proper one. Ready? Ew, there's pee in this one. Gross. Oh, alright. Pack number 2. Hooray! We got a Strip Bear. 1 white, destroy all auras and equipment attached to target creature. That's a pretty cool one. Instant speed, too. Cancel. 1 and 2 blue, counter target spell. Classic. Scourge Mark. 1 and a black, enchant creature. When you enter the battlefield, you draw a card, and the enchanted creature gets +1/+0. It's okay. Naturalize. 1 in a green, destroy an artifact or enchantment. Ooh, Caravan Escort is a new one for Daddy. He's never gotten this one before. 1/1, or you level it up to a 2/2, or you level it up to a 5/5 and he gets first strike. That's pretty good. We get a Sunken Hollow! Hey Snoop, search for land. Okay. We're going to show you the bio shift, but we're not going to go over it until we make the snowball for the Kaiba. Because the snowball is very important. Yes, I know. The snowball's very important. Yes, baby. This is fucking cold. So the battle shift, you get to move any number of person counters from target creature to another target creature with the same controller. That's pretty good for one green or blue. Hindavines, 2 and a green, prevent all combat damage to be dealt this turn by creatures with no +1/+1 counters on them. Well, that's not bad, as long as you're playing against somebody who isn't paying +1/+1 counters. Boneclad Necromancer, 3 and 2 black for a human wizard 3/3. When you enters the battlefield, you can exile a target creature from a graveyard, and if you do, you get a 2/2 black zombie creature token. We do like zombies. Then we get a kitty. I also like kitties. 1 and a white for a 1/1. When he dies, you make a human soldier. Aw, that's kind of sad. The soldier gets upset, I guess, and comes out to fight after the kitty dies. Axiom Engraver, 1 in a red for 1/3. When he enters the battlefield, you put 2 whale counters on him, and you can tap him to move an whale counter, and then discard a card to draw a card. Morpheus Squad, 3 in a black for a menace, 3/1, and fabricate 1. So he enters, you put a +1 counter on him, or you make a Shovo. Aqueous Form, 1 for an enchanted creature. Enchanted creature can't be blocked, and whenever enchanted creature attacks, you get to scry 1. That's pretty good. Shock deals 2 damage to any gear or creature. Aida Wester is a 0/3 for 1, and then you pay 1 in a blue to tap him and tap a target creature. And that's it. That's the destiny for this week. I think I did a good job. I'm not sure if I beat Daddy this week, but I think I'm the cutest, so I at least win for that. Daddy and I hope you guys enjoyed the extra bonus part of the Dollarama Wars of Destiny. I am super cute, and we love you guys, and please remember that tomorrow's Daddy's birthday, and give him some lots of love and stuff, and you guys are possum, okay? So keep being possum. Love you all. Bye.